out. Okay, cool. Now we're good. So nice to see you guys. Thank you for coming. So I know Vincent has come to past ones. Yui has come to past ones. Has everybody here? You can use your emojis or, whatever, just to say, have you come to the ones about the contents, about what you are putting into the portfolios?
Yeah, we'll use emojis.
No?
I'll use emojis.
No, nobody. Does anybody know how to find their emojis? Okay,
Yeah,
there you go.
yes.
Mojave, yes. Okay, cool. We know you. Anna, have you come to the other ones?
I think.
No
Yeah.
idea. That's okay. We
Oh,
won't torture them
okay.
all. So this is really just pulling it all together. This is kind of like the culmination of everything. You've heard from us, like what you need to put in there, and from industry, and now you're going to hear from Professor Robert Armstrong, who actually teaches Fashion Portfolio in the spring semester. It's Fashion 21. He has graciously agreed to do this workshop to give us a head start, because it's one thing to know what to put in it, but it's another thing, like, how do you navigate a Wix site or a Behance or, whatever it is. It's really tricky. So this is our final event in this series of portfolio, and I'm going to turn it over to Professor Armstrong.
Well, hello, everyone. As Anne-Marie just mentioned, the first two portfolio sessions were focused on the content. This is going to be the technical side. So what do you do with the content? Where do you put it in a digital format, as far as how do you pick a platform or website builder? And I'm going to go through and focus on one in particular, Wix, which has been consistently rated #1 as far as dealing with all the different aspects, which we'll talk about. But there's plenty of others that I've used, and I'll talk about those as well. So it is going to be a little bit technical as far as choosing, and also step-by-step on how you get your images, creating links, editing text. So those are some of the things I'm going to cover in this website, and we're going to take a look at some of those sites that I've gone through and created for the tutorial. So the first thing I'll do is share my screen. And so you've got a variety of website builders to choose from. And the ones here that I've actually used are Wix and Weebly, WordPress, Constant Contact, HostGator, GoDaddy. Those are some of the ones that I've used personally over the years. And these are the most convenient ones to use. And some of them are free to get started, others are not. And we'll talk a little bit about that. And also some have advantages and disadvantages as to which one that you pick. For this particular tutorial, I'm going to focus on Wix. And again, in the past, dating back to the 90s, when I first started creating websites for myself and schools and companies, you had to really just learn the code and copy and paste HTML code and JavaScript code into a host, and then hope that things turned out. Now a lot of it's drag and drop, so it's pretty simple to use, and each one of them have pretty good tutorials as well to follow along with. So these are just a few to choose from. So how do you make a choice? Well, some of the things to consider when you're coming up with your choosing is, does it have a free trial? So a few website builders, some of them ask you for credit card details just to run a free trial. You want to avoid those. You don't want to give them any credit card information or any. There's plenty of website builders that don't require that, including Wix. You want to opt for a website builder that offers free plans that usually have a few limitations until you upgrade. So that's #1. #2 is you want to check the pricing. So the policy, what's the policy? Is it better to opt for free website builders that offer free domains? I think so, because then you can always upgrade. Now the SSL, that's a secure socket layer. And what that means is that it just protects your data. So most of them do have that, and you'll notice that it'll have a little lock in the browser when you create your site. Does it have access to email? And if you're interested, e-commerce features like Shopify, if you plan on creating a business, that would be something to look for so that you can upgrade to shopping carts and all those type of things. So you want to make sure you consider all of those factors when coming up for your choice. And is there customer support? Most of them have customer support now where you can contact someone if you really need help. Most of them provide, again, chat and different ways to contact them as far as when you need help. And you should be able to have a domain name that's separate. So if you go to register.com and you create a domain name, you'd want to be able to connect it and forward that domain to Wix or vice versa, so that you're able to create your own domain name. And again, a domain name is what appears and what people search for. So www.yourname.com, rather than having Wix or Weebly or one of the other companies' name in the browser window or part of the domain. So that's something you'd want to be aware of when you're choosing your website builder. The next one would be also factor in is all the different features that it offers. As far as would you be interested in having blogging systems, customizing SEO option. SEO is the search engine optimization, meaning how easy is it for the search engines to find your site. Now, most of the time, you'll be sending these as direct links, your website as direct links to potential employers, but it would be nice to have SEO options. That means you're creating things like you can create what's on the title, in the title page, what appears at the top, also, as well as creating alt text, which we'll talk about, so that people who are hearing impaired can understand what they're scrolling over, all of those type of things. You want to have image galleries. And I like sites that have design templates. That's what I'm going to show today, because a lot of the templates, they can be customized and then they're easy to get started. And also, do you need a shopping cart if you want to begin selling anything as well? So you also want to make sure that, and you can find this out just by diving in and trying a lot of the free trials. Is it going to be user friendly? Meaning, are you going to be able to understand and create the site on your own as a beginner? So it shouldn't be too difficult. Most of them are now drag and drop, like Wix, which I'm going to show. And you want to have something that will be easy for you to figure out and adjust to. So you can always try a site out to experiment with that. And this is something interesting, portable and data ownership. So the data that a lot of these companies have, do they own or do you own? In other words, can that type of data be available so that you can then go to and export it as well? So those are some of the things that you would want to be aware of when you're coming up with your ideas there. And here are some websites as far as the different ways that you can understand that. Also, email addresses. Do you want to have the ability to get started on your website with an email account and a custom domain name? And also search engine friendly. Is this website going to be search engine friendly, which again is a search engine optimization option. So here's a rating that I consistently see as far as website builders. Wix always is at the top. And some of the ways to compare them are through the pricing. So for instance, when you get started with a free site there, you can see that you don't have to pay anything at first. And then you can, which is the option that I'm going to show today. And some of the pros and cons, you have a lot of different templates to choose from in different categories, which I'll go over. It's flexible. You have add-on marketing tools, social apps that you can add and connect to. As you get into the more pricey divisions of the business and commerce, then it can end up being a little bit pricey. That's some of the drawbacks to Wix. Now, Squarespace has another option there that to get started is personal and $16. Again, it's has a lot of templates, designs, and is user friendly as well. And there was a comment that a student made theirs through Wix. It was the best. They have a student discount for memberships, 50% off right now with student IDs. So that's something to consider too when you're joining the site, if they offer any discounts, whether you're a student or you're a professional, you have a business. So a lot of these companies will offer that as far as when you go to join them as an incentive. Another thing to consider is mobile apps. Do they offer it like Squarespace? And how does it look as far as on your mobile device? You can preview that in several different of these companies as well. GoDaddy I've used. They also have a free offering there. It's very user-friendly, pretty easy to get through and understand. They have faster page loading speeds than Squarespace. And again, depending on the amount of information, as far as if you have a lot of videos, if you have all of those type of high memory usage images, then that would be something to consider as well. Companies like Webnode here, their advantage, and this company, multilingual websites. So that means that in several different languages, you have the option to create, which is a nice feature. And some of them, again, like this Webnode, limited e-commerce. So these are just some of the different options to consider what's best for you. Now, for beginning students and portfolios, that's the reason I chose Wix as an example. Some of these others, again, to get started is free. You can go in and try it out, and they have different advantages and disadvantages here. I wouldn't recommend using the ones where you have to pay to actually begin using. I've used Weebly before. That's another one, but it has kind of limited design flexibility. Other than that, though, it was pretty easy to use. And Webflow is another one where you can start for free, and they say it's ideal for freelance designers. But the interface is a little bit more complicated, hence the not beginner friendly. So you'd probably want to avoid that. WordPress, a lot of people use. It's not the most intuitive to use. I've used it before, and just like that demerit there, it makes perfect sense. But it has some advantages in that it has a free plan as well. So those are the top 10 as far as some of the choices. There are others, of course, to explore, but those have been rated. Overall, it's pretty consistent as far as the rating is concerned on those type of sites. So this is when you first enter a Wix site. It's going to ask you what type of website. So when you join up or log in with your email, it's going to ask what type of website do you want to create. And in this case, I'm entered portfolio, of course, but you have other options there, and it'll kind of gear the templates towards each of those options. I chose, of course, portfolio. So what kind of website? I chose portfolio, and I customized it by saying a fashion design portfolio. So again, you can type in different keywords, and it'll come up with different types of options there. So there was a question, what do you think about Adobe Illustrator through their portfolios? So Adobe has two options. They have Behance and they have Adobe Portfolio, which are easy to use, they're easy to upload. And I'll be talking about those after Wix. I'll be going through, and I actually created a Behance and a Adobe Portfolio site that we'll look at. And we'll look at some of the differences between that and a typical free site like a Wix or a Squarespace that I'm using now. So now, what do you want to add to your website? Do you want to have a chat? Do you want to have an Instagram feed? So an Instagram feed would be connected to your hopefully professional Instagram site, so that you can upload. Anytime you upload on Instagram, it'll automatically go to your website. And that's nice to have, especially if you're Instagram heavy as a stylist. You're constantly doing photo shoots with your phone and uploading them on your phone to Instagram. Then this feature will automatically send it to your website. So you can have that feed display in real time or close to real time on your website. So that's a nice option to have. Some of the other options that you can have on your Wix site and most of the other sites as well that I've mentioned on that chart. Online store, are you going to sell any products? Do you, and I'll give you the option for e-commerce. Do you want any forms for subscribers? And there's a list that goes on here as far as different options, stream and sell music, video. So depending on your website, then you have those type of options here. So that's the first, the next window you come to. So you have two options when you come to the next window as far as actually setting up your website. Do you want to start with a template? And this is what I recommend at first, because they have so many different templates and it's easy to upload and get your visuals in a photo grid type of display quickly. Now, the other option is getting a custom built site. So this is where Wix helps you custom build a site if you have anything special to do. But I wouldn't recommend this at first. Maybe later, as you get more advanced, you can then work with Wix to come up with a custom built site. And that's usually when you have a higher price plan to really get it into a customized look. So this is what came up when I typed in fashion design portfolio. And again, you have some different options here as far as templates, and each of those options you can click on and you can see, okay, I like this one. I like the way this is laid out. And they come with default stock imagery that you could kind of see and replace with your own. So this gives you a lot of options to look to when coming up with your own portfolio and how you like the layout. And some of the things to consider with a layout is you want the navigation to be easy and quick. You want them to be able to see your work instantly when they first go on the site. You don't want to have the employer or the university look around for your work. You want to have it structured in such a way that it's organized so they can go from one project to the other and that the menu is simple and concise. So those are some of the things to consider. And each of these templates are pretty much follow those guidelines that I just mentioned. So that's why I kind of recommend you starting off with a template. This is the template that I chose. And again, it comes with text that's just default that you can change and update. These images, again, are just stock images that we're going to replace today in Wix. And you can see on the left, you have different options to add elements. What elements are the different media. So it can be video, it can be your photographs, it can be different types of social media icons. The sections refer to each of those sections that you see that are grid off in the layout here. So you can add a particular section. Now the menus and pages, those allow you to change the menu. You see at the top, there's projects, info, contact. So you can add to the menu. You can add different links, which we'll go through to each of those menu items, as well as you can add pages that you can link to from your homepage for different projects. The site design we'll talk about is just different themes and color. You could add different apps as far as like any social media apps that connect to, which I'll show today as well. And then special media, again, that's photos and videos, which I'll show how to add today. And then the content manager is an overall manager of the Wix site, allows you to manipulate each of those images and text. So in this case, that text at the top, I just tapped on it and clicked it, and you notice that it has an option there to edit the text. So right away, you could start editing the text and have access to different fonts to change the text. And you see that little link icon here. You can add a link to any text there easily. So if you want this to link to another site that you have or anywhere else, you can easily create a link off of any of the text that you create. Now, I can click again on the side panel here where you see the little drop, ink drop there, and I can pick a different color theme. You can also customize your color theme with these different color options as well as the text. These are some default color themes that you can pick and alter the color of, and they give you these different options to change the background color. And so that makes it easy to go in and change the theme. And so I updated the theme with this salmon color, and right now I highlighted the text in the center. And in this particular, I added different text, and you can see on the right here, it gives you the option for fonts, just like most of the software programs do. And you can also then have options here again to get different text ideas, to add a link, and then you have your text setup. Now on the left side, you also have the option to change what's in the menu. So in this case, I changed the home page here, and you'll see at the top from projects, I changed that. So you can name your different pages here. You can also add projects there, you can see, and that's on your site page. And up at the top, you see, first you got to save your site. So my site isn't saved yet. You want to make sure it saves your site. And when you save your site, you can then go in and start to detail some of the menu items. So for instance, instead of info, I want this page to say about me. So I clicked on that info, and then I change it to about me there. So once it does that, then you're able to then see an update here at the top. So that gives you the ability to go in and begin to change and update your different menu items, as well as the links that they go to. So you can update your text, and notice I haven't done anything to the images just yet. Now it's asked me to choose a domain name to save my site, because I'm saving it now. Now, by default, all the companies that I mentioned will have the name that you entered in your account with whatever the company is. So Squarespace, wixsite.com/mysite. So that's the default for free. Now you can get a customized domain. You can buy it from Wix or any of those other companies, where, again, as I mentioned before, you could have www.yourname.com or whatever it is you want to name it. And that way you won't have the company's name in there with /mysite. That just makes it easier to find, easier to send out, easier for the search engines, again, to search for when you have your own customized domain. Now, if you already have a customized domain from another web host, like register.com, you can always forward it to that particular domain name, so that Wix, again, will have the domain name at the top there, rather than this free. I just chose the free one as an example here. And so it says the site is saved. Now you have the option here to publish it yet, so I'm not ready to publish. So it will tell you, do you want to save it? Do you want to upgrade it? And when you upgrade, you get a free domain name. You also can have all the Wix ads removed and connect Google Analytics. And Analytics, what that does is it'll drive the search engine optimization, so that the Google engines can then find your site better. It'll also come up with how many people have viewed your site, how long they stayed, all of those things that are included in Google Analytics. So it kind of gets the data of views and the different options there on your site. So when you click on Add Elements, this is where you can add your social media. Notice that I can add icons, and within those icons, so for instance, if I add Instagram, you'll see Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, and TikTok. So you can connect any of these icons from your particular Wix site to your social media. So when you come to this page, it's going to ask, okay, which ones do you want to add, and where do you want it linked to? So you can enter the web address to your particular social media account, and then it'll add it to your web page. So you can see here, what do you want the link to do? Do you want it to link to the web address, and how does it open? So opening in a new window. Now, this is something that over the years, do you want it to replace the current window, or do you want to open it in a new window? Now, the reason I recommend opening it in a new window is because then your original website stays open. If it opens in the current window, what will happen, it'll replace the website with the Instagram page or the LinkedIn. And then you'll have to hit the back page and go, or re-enter the website to go back to your website. And for an employer or a university, that would be another hassle. So if they open in a new window, the web address to your Instagram page or your LinkedIn page, let's say, and then they close that window, it won't close out your whole website. So that's why you should open it in a new window, because when they close the LinkedIn window, then your original website with your portfolio will still be there. So to me, that's always been an important point whenever creating websites. HTML, it's _blank is the code for that. And I remember that because I used to always do that back in the day, so that they would open in a new window. So that's something that's I think is important. So now the social media icons have been added. Notice I put that at the top. And each of these icons, they have the link to the LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. And so that is convenient for people to go see your social media accounts. Now, I haven't replaced the images, so now it's time to replace the default stock imagery that comes with each of those sites with your image. So how do you prepare the image? So what Wix has done here is told you how they want their images to be. And you can edit the image in Photoshop, Lightroom, or any other photo editor they're telling you. You want to export it, and they want the JPEG file. So the JPEG file you can export out of most photo editors. And the quality of 11 or more, whenever you export an image in any of those photo editor programs, it's going to ask you the quality. And so you can just move it up to the max. The resolution should be at least 3,000 pixels on the shortest side of your picture. And you can check the image size in any of those programs under image and image size. And of course, that's a whole another seminar on how to use those programs, but that's pretty simple way. But what is important is the maximum size is 15 megs. Now, 15 megs for an image, that should be plenty because you're not using raw images, you're using JPEGs, which is a compression type of program. And so you should be fine for the image at that size. And then Wix also gives you an option where you can actually optimize within the program and make subtle adjustments within Wix itself. So that's how Wix wants you to optimize your images for their websites. So these, again, when you add the media, these are the default images, and you can delete them all, of course, and then add your own media. So you can go through and delete these just by clicking on them and hitting the delete button. And then now, after you've removed them, you can add your own media. So what I've done is I've just dragged and dropped a bunch of different files from the desktop that I had into the gallery. So the image media gallery is convenient, easy to use. You just can drag and drop from your desktop. And what happens, it replaces the default portfolio items with your own. All those images that were there are now seen as the images that I brought, including this video, which we'll see how that works later. So you can drag and drop video as well. And you can manage the media here by reorganizing the images and videos as well. So I've replaced the stock images here with different images. And you can also change the layout or the grid. So by default, I have this grid here that came with the template, but you can also customize and change in different templates. You could have slideshows, sliders, columns, bricks, and this all comes with the free option as well. So you have different options within a default template to update the layout, which is nice. And that's all within the managing the media here in your settings. Now, what do you want the image to do when you click on it? Do you want to open it in expand mode so they can see a larger version of it? And that's your options here. Do you want, when you click on an image, for a link to open? So meaning, do you want it to open into a different link, external link possibly, or an internal link where it's maybe another page. So that's something that can be an option there. Or do you want nothing to happen? Full screen. Do you want it to take up the full screen? Now, some of these options I don't recommend. I think that something should happen when they scroll over it. Opening to a full screen, that means they have to escape out of it. I like the open and expand mode, unless there's a particular link you want them to see, maybe to another site or to something else. So I chose the open and expand mode on that one. Now you can organize the gallery here. You also want to title each of your JPEGs. So in other words, as they scroll over, you can give your JPEG a name. So you don't want it to say like image-003.jpg. You'd want to change the name of the JPEG to something so when they scroll over it, they can see book cover 2020 or whatever it is you want as a description here. That's just the basic title as they scroll over a website or a image. So that is all done again within your gallery, which is accessed through your Manage Media account. Now, when you click on a particular image, Wix also gives you the ability to adjust the brightness and contrast and highlights. This image was a little gray and dark, and so I just quickly adjusted the brightness here of the image, and that's all within the Manage Media. So you can work on individual images as well. Now, I put this in here because Wix has a really good help center. So if you're ever unsure about how to do something, so for instance, and this one is describing how do you change the settings when clicked, a link opens, change images, click the image, click the link field. So this is how adding a link. So their help center really gives you an instant tutorial if you ever get stuck. So that's something that you would want to be aware of. And most of those type of platforms, they have this feature now. So for instance, on that image on the left, which is a book, I wanted it to open to an external website. So when I clicked on it, I had the option, again, when you check off web address, this is how you create a link from your image. So now when they click on it, they'll go to this external website. And I wanted to open in a new window. And so you have the ability, again, to make external links. Now over here, you'll notice that there's something that says alt text. Now this is for web readers, for people who are hard of hearing, and so that you would want, as they scroll over it, to speak to them what it says, illustration book. And you can even add more text there. And you can also add a description of the image as well. So these are a good way to get access here to all the different ways. And you're also creating a taglines for SEO, which is the search image optimization here as well for these different alt text. And that also shows up while the image is loading. If it's loading for a long time, it'll tell the viewer what is there before the image appears. So that's important to fill in, to go through each image and to fill all of these out. You do want to do that. Now, if you just want the image to be itself, you would choose none. This is just how to add a link. Now on the about page, this is just an about page that will have a brief little summary about yourself. And again, we went more into detail about that in the content part of the portfolio. So again, this is just another page that was added that you have access to in the menu. And here, this is how you can add a link to text. So any text that you have, you can add a link to just by clicking on it, and you'll see what do you want the viewer to do when he clicks on the text. Well, the same thing, go to an external website here, and there it is that you can enter in the web address. So I had mentioned SEO basics, and what that is that Wix offers, and most of these companies offer, search engine optimization, meaning that you can change what's in the title that's at the top of your web page for search engines. So the web traffic to a website, meaning that the bots can find the image. So there are a couple of different things you can do to help increase that. One of them here is to go and add what's the page title. So if somebody types this in, then this will show up faster on the results because it's in the title. That's some of the things that the bot looks for. Some of the other things the bot looks for are kind of behind the scenes as far as keywords in the metadata. We don't need to go into that right now, but you do have access to that when you go to the SEO Wiz, which gives you kind of a step-by-step on how to make your website more searchable to the bots that Google search and different search engines on the internet. Now, at alt text I had mentioned earlier is important to add, and I reiterate it because it reads aloud screen readers for the visually impaired. And that's something that SMC wants everybody to do as far as for your PDF files, to make everything so that it's readable to, again, the visually impaired and other disabilities as well. So that's something that you would want to include in your website. And also you'd want to adjust if you have a video. In this case, this is a video here, and you'd want to, what does the video do? Now I set it so that on hover, it plays, meaning all they have to do is scroll over it and it'll start playing. There's, you don't have to click on it to get it to play. All they have to do is hover over it and it'll automatically start playing. And I like that because then they don't have to keep clicking on things. It'll just begin to play as they hover over it, and it's set to loop. So you do have some video options there when you input a video, and we'll see this site live after the tutorial, what it looks like in actual live mode. So in this case, you have a preview option here. And before, of course, you publish it, you want to go to preview, and that'll give you a preview of how it looks. And then you have the option after you've gone through, and I would test every image in preview mode and all the different links before going to publish. So you just want to go through, check all your spelling and all that, have somebody else look at it if you can. It's always good to have other eyes look at your site for all of those little things, grammar and spelling on each of your pages before you actually publish it. And once you go to publish it, it's going to ask you congratulations, and it'll tell you what the site name is. And again, this doesn't have a domain name, so it's just the default site as well. You always asks you to upgrade to your own branded domain, which if you like the site, I do recommend. So now the next step is, okay, how is your site going to look on phones? Because so many people, and iPads, so many people check their portfolios, and other employers and universities will do a quick check on their mobile device. So this gives you the option to edit on for a mobile device. So when you go to the mobile device edit options, you get to see how the site's going to look on a mobile device. You could scroll through in preview mode, and then it'll tell you, okay, you want to customize the header and do all of those different things that you've done for your website to translate into your mobile app. And then the quick actions, again, are like those special, like phone, to call, apps, email. Those are some positioning that you can experiment with. And then at the bottom, I recommend a back to the top button. So when somebody scrolls to the bottom, then they can just quickly go back to the top by clicking on it. And then you can see here, you have access to how it'll look in preview mode and different types of settings for your mobile device. So let's take a look at how this site actually looks. So here's the website as you first come to it. And as you can see the links here are active. That'll go to the LinkedIn. As you scroll through, you can see each of these images. When you click on it, there's the video that automatically plays that I can go into expand mode here. Here's when I click on the actual image, it tells the name, also what it was created with. So if you have an image and you want to point out what the image was created in or how the image was created, this is good for potential employers and of course schools to know. So that can be added in the description aspect of it. So put what it was created with, whether it was created in Illustrator, by hand, with markers, pencil, whatever it is, I would include that. And now they can scroll through and you can see so if you have a video, it'll automatically play as it goes through. There's a quick sketch video and a description. And so as you scroll through, you can kind of see each of the portfolio pieces and the names, as well as their what they were created with. Also, any professional work that you have, you can include as well. And so as you go through, this is nice to have those in available there. So this again is all, I like the way this is set up because you can scroll through the different options here. And at the bottom, there's a form for feedback, which you can add different forms as well. And again, each of these, you can add a link here. So for this, in this case, this leads to an external link. And I had mentioned that it opens to a new window, and that's because the old window's still there. So you do want it to open to a new window so that they could just go back once they look at the particular link. And again, everything here is live. You have the About Me, you have the home page. And so all of your images and files are available here right in front that they can go and scroll through and access to. So that's what I like about this particular template and the ease in which you can find the information and look at the images and videos and social media. It's right up there in front here. And this is the ad up the top. It's a small ad. It's not intrusive as far as designing with. So the free option, I think, is pretty good with the Wix site. Now, Behance is part of the Adobe Creative Suite, but you can access it without being a part of Adobe. It's different than Wix and those other websites in that it's somewhat like LinkedIn in the sense that you can showcase your professional work and connect with others. So there's a lot of different people. It's a community of creatives that are in different subjects. So you have photography, you have all different kinds of illustration, graphic design that are all on the same platform. And so when you come to Behance in this lower window, after you sign up, it'll say build a project where it says show your work. So when you first build your project, it's pretty similar and intuitive in that I just chose the same thing, a photo grid, and drag and drop images right into the photo grid, and it'll set up a grid for you. You do have other individual options like adding one image at a time, video and audio, embedding an image. You can copy and paste. Let's say you have a YouTube share video, you can copy the code and embed it here. All of those, and even NFT. So if you have a non-fungible type of image that you want to promote, you can include that. And so that's, again, I just dragged and dropped some images here into Behance, and it'll quickly set up a grid. And you can enter taglines so that people who are searching on Behance can find you. Fashion illustration, fashion, they have different tags that you can find and search for. And again, you can add projects and add other taglines to that project. And notice, how will you categorize this project? I just put illustration, you could add fashion, you could add all of those different fields. And I make it visible to everyone on Behance to view. And you can also add links just like Wix. So this one's pretty simple compared to those like things like Wix and Squarespace. They make it pretty simple to go through. And you can see here's an example of the Behance site where you come and you can see the different images here and scroll through the images just like in the other grid. And there's, again, whatever different images you want to add. And then you could add projects here. So here's a separate project there that's been added. And so you have a lot of different options here as far as, and just adding new images to that. And that's pretty much how Behance works. It's pretty simple and intuitive. And along with Behance, you also, if you join the Creative Suite or buy the Creative Suite, I should say, they also have Adobe Portfolio, where you can interact what you have in Adobe Portfolio with what you have in a Behance site. So what that means is that when you're in Adobe Portfolio and you are just going and you add your site here, you have the same options here where you can add pages, you can add your images, you can add text. So a lot of it is pretty similar to Wix. It's almost identical in the way they have the pages set up and some of those different interactions set up as well. So Adobe Portfolio is also an option if you have the Creative Suite. So that's something to consider as well. And again, you can, my suggestion is to go through and just experiment with any of these different websites that are free. And you could follow along with my Wix just to get started. But Squarespace and a lot of those, including, you know, Adobe Portfolio, are all basically the same type of situation where you can choose different themes. You could switch to different themes. You can then add your images. And that's if you have the subscription. And I should mention that the subscription for Adobe Creative Suite is available at collegebuys.org. And I recommend this because with your student, you get $39.99 for 6 months. And that's a really good price to get the whole suite: Photoshop, Illustrator, InDesign. You have Dreamweaver, which is their web design program. And so this is what I recommend if you want to get the Creative Cloud suite there. And that, of course, comes with Adobe Portfolio. And so this is where I get the product. It's pretty, you just enter your student ID and you get all the discounts for that if you're interested in Adobe Portfolio and the other Creative Suite options. But that is pretty much the introduction to how to use Wix and basic website building platforms there. Anybody have any questions about that, what I've just shown?
If you buy a domain, do you, is it bi-monthly or is it a one-time payment?
You usually come with your subscription. Like with Wix, it'll be a yearly subscription. And again, the price varies with sales. And if you have a student discount, that would also make a difference. And somebody in the chat mentioned that they had experience with Wix. I can't remember who it was, but do they want to comment on their experience with Wix?
Yes, it was actually me.
Okay.
Yes, I created a Wix website a couple years ago, like 2019, 2020. And so I've been having it up for a while, so I'm going to be updating it soon. But I did put the website in the chat if anybody wants to view it, just like as an example. It is going to be being updated soon. But yeah, it was a good experience for me. It is still kind of challenging and difficult to, you know, ask yourself all the questions that you need to put this whole thing together and make sure that it's all done. But yeah, it was pretty challenging. I did get through it, but I had a question as well. Like, is the website The Portfolio?
Is the website The Portfolio? So the website that you put together where you upload your portfolio content is what you'll be sending to Anne Marie, that she is going to be putting on the SMC website. So they'll click on that link and it'll send the viewer to that website. Anne Marie, maybe you could speak a little on how that actually will work.
Yeah, so thank you for asking. And I was just peeking at your site, Sanaya. Looks like you have some design skills there, my friend.
Thank you.
I'm like, did she make these? This is really
some video games onto the homepage that I made through Wix. It did cost a little extra, but I did construct some video games and a sound. I took like a beat making class and I made my down for the website for the background.
That's
So
good.
yeah.
That's very, very, yeah, thank you. Thank you for sharing that. So really what we want to do is we want to highlight our students, right? We want to show the work that you're doing in this program. And, you know, employers are always coming to us. Like, if you guys didn't make the last one, I think the last one we did was Nike. They're like, we are so excited to see the portfolios that, you know, come, right? So their internships are opening in November, right? So this is kind of multi-purpose. We want to show you guys off to industry. We also want to make sure that you're prepared. This is a great time now to be prepping and preparing for internships and entry-level jobs. So we are going to, there's a submission form. We want all the submissions. So we want you guys to, we did all these events, so you know the contents. Now you have this amazing tutorial, which we will send to you because it was a lot, right? We know that. So that you guys can start building your sites. But we're not just gonna like leave you out there. We do want to collect them December 21st. I'm gonna put the Google submission form. So I'm gonna send that. I'm about to give a lot of links in the chat. Okay, so that's number one. December 1st, we want you to definitely submit the link, the domain, right? That for your portfolio. In the meantime, we have also we do have a sign up form here. This is a sign up form. Like, if you want help building this, if you want to meet with your faculty, like, you guys have the best faculty, really. You have Professor Armstrong, you have Professor Ivis, you have Professor Lewis, who's not here right now, but she is here in spirit. She's teaching a class. They're totally willing to meet with you guys, review your portfolios to make sure that they're, you know, any little tweaks that they're, you know, is the best representation that they can be of your work. So you're not alone. Okay, so we have a December 21st deadline for the actual submission. And then here I'm putting a link to the Google form that if you just want help, like, we will reach out to you, where we're going to collect your information and we'll reach out to you. But we also do encourage you to reach out to us to, you know, to set up the time to review. And I will put the faculty emails also in the chat so that you can reach out to them. So December 21st is like the goal deadline, but we're not just abandoning you till then. All the contact information is now in the chat. You can reach out. We're gonna help you out. And of course, we'll send you again, if you weren't able to attend the previous events, the ones that were recorded, we have them put up on a website. We're gonna send that, we'll email that to you as well. So you have loads of resources and support to get this work done. So that was the longest answer on earth, and I apologize.
No, thank you, Anne Marie. Exactly. Wynn and I, and thank you, Wynn. This was amazing. I just want to say I learned things that I'm so glad I could share with my students. That's so great. This is
I was like, yeah, you really taught us everything. Search engine optimization, accessibility. I'm like, we know everything now.
Hello. I just wanted to say I was there for the Nike portfolio Zoom call. And I know that when they showed the portfolio, it looked like it was on some kind of like PowerPoint. So I wasn't sure, because I did end up participating with the production of LA Fashion Week last week. And I know that I could definitely put that in my portfolio / resume, and I'm trying to work that in, but I was under the impression that like I was supposed to be making some type of PowerPoint of, you know, the process. And now I'm starting to see, like, is my website just already my portfolio? So if I update that, I could just submit that, and that's my portfolio right there.
Yeah, so I think you're right on track there. That's what you'd want to do. Update your portfolio for any recent work, and that's what you'd want to present.
It's funny because it's like portfolio and website. We use them interchangeably, but you're exactly right. So a website is technically a website, but when you put all of your portfolio work on it, we end up calling it a portfolio. But But yes, that's what we're talking about. The website will be sort of synonymous with your portfolio when your work is on that.
Perfect, because I did create my website a while ago for it to be my portfolio. And when I was on the Nike call, I wasn't sure if I needed to make some additional work, but just knowing that I need to update it is just great news.
Yeah, they were very just interested in, knowing the process of how you got to the garments. Process is really important when you're doing entry level positions. So that's all. If you just update that, and if you do, you can put your slides on your website, right? Like, and that counts. It's just a vehicle for them to be able to view it in, because we can't put a PDF on the website, but we can put a link that houses a PDF on a website. So the website is the most easy way to share your work.
Great, that's great to hear. So hopefully I'll be able to connect with one of my recent professors or one of you guys to look over my website and maybe see any critiques or anything I can maybe make a little bit better. I know that I'm going to be putting some more images, some newer images and stuff on there. But other than that, yeah, it's just going to have some new updated images of me as a model and maybe some of the work that I've gotten into for my resume. But that's pretty much, and some of the verbiage, I'm probably going to update it a little bit. My English skills is a little bit better, but other than that, everything else is pretty much in place. So maybe I'll be able to have some time to go over it.
Yeah, if you can grab the contact information from the chat, fire off some emails and see when we're available to meet with you. We can meet with you one-on-one.
Thank you.
Did anyone else have any questions? Don't be shy. This stuff, and I just want to say there's no such thing as a stupid question. This stuff is I find it so overwhelming. I'm looking at technology and my brain is exploding, right? So please don't feel like there is a question that you're oh, I'm going to sound stupid. Impossible. Anybody got anything? You can put it in the chat too if you feel more comfortable. Do you guys all think, can you use your emojis and say that you're going to make a portfolio or not? Who's going to make a portfolio? Yeah. Okay. We got.
Good,
Yeah,
good.
okay. Cool.
Good.
Cool. Very exciting. Okay. Awesome. Awesome. Yay. And this was helpful. Okay, cool. All right. Did you guys have any famous last words that we want to offer? I mean, we're right at 5 p.m.
See,
Well, I would just say to dive in and start doing it, and that's how you learn. Just to start and play around with it, and again, Wix and all those companies that you choose have really good helpful tutorials themselves. That if you run into some kind of roadblock as you're doing it.
Yes, and Wix was very helpful with the discount as well, because it does get a little bit pricey, paying for a domain and the membership and everything. But they have a yearly, only the one for up to a year is the discount. I tried it on the 3-year and everything, but you get 50% off, which was really helpful because it's really $300 and it cut it in half, which changed everything.
Yeah, that's good advice.
And Wu-Yan, did you have a question? You just have to unmute.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much for your answer. Yes, I'm a little concerned about my, international student status. So I don't know how hard is it to get an internship in fashion industry. Yeah.
Oh yeah, well, that's something when you meet with us, we can definitely help you with. You absolutely should apply. And there's, I will put a link in here. There are steps. You can take a class. A lot of times you just have to go to the international, you need to meet with the immigration specialist in the international office, and they'll give you your letter of eligibility. And let me put this website in here, and it will really help walk you through the process.
Thank you.
Sure. Any other? Oh, no. Okay, hang on. I'm trying to multitask. Apparently, I don't know how to spell internship. Sorry. Okay, here we are. All right, I'm putting this in the chat now. Okay, and that's not just for international students. Any of you can take the internship class. Lori, do you want to mention the fashion specific?
Right, yeah, in reference to your question, always go to the International Student Center for the rules, whatever specific rules. But most of the internships that we have, they either will pay or they will, they actually specifically do pay. It's more of their corporate rules or whatever. So it's just a matter, the only question is whether or not you can accept payment. That's the thing. That's I guess the point that I always refer you guys to go to the experts to know, because I think, aren't there, I think, Emery, different statuses, like as the longer you're here, or
Yeah, they have
yeah.
a lot of different rules. So the website link that I
Right,
gave you, are
yeah.
you able to copy that and paste that? I
Yes.
can send it out too when we send the email.
Yeah.
That tells you like who you need to contact and they'll walk you through, because that's
Yes.
like, we could do a
Okay.
whole hour on that.
Okay.
It's a lot.
Thank you.
We don't make it easy for you, but we're gonna help you. Like,
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, I see a question. Do we know the number for the online fashion drawing class next semester? When do you, is Jemmy doing it online in winter? Do you know?
It's on ground.
Oh, it's on ground? Okay.
Yes, yeah, it's on
Oh.
ground Monday
I think
and Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Yeah,
Yeah.
are you
Yeah,
talking about
right.
Fashion 9B, Advanced Fashion Illustration?
not
9?
nine
Oh, yeah.
A,
Oh,
9A.
9A.
Now, I
Okay.
think 9B, if spring a schedule is coming out, and you know what, we don't, Win and I don't have the copy, our chair does now, but I think 9B is offered. When, do you remember what Jemmy had? I think she had a 9B.
I'll have to look.
I don't
Yeah,
know. Yeah, I'm
yeah.
sorry, we don't know yet. It's coming. They
Yeah.
were prepping the schedule. Definitely, yeah. And as a side note too, I mean, this is just for you guys. They really want to put like a lot of the student classes on ground, but if enough students, if some of you guys really would like to take an online class,
Should I
well,
stop recording?
yeah,
Are
that's
we
a good
done with
idea.
are we
That's good,
done?
yeah,
Are we done with the
portfolio.
main presentation?
Yeah,
Yes.
All right, I'm gonna
Yes.
stop recording so
Yeah.
people don't have to listen to us chat. I'll just
Yeah.
Yes,
thank you.
exactly.
Thank you everyone for coming.
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
That's so funny.